I'm Jackie,
I'm Candace.
and this is WTF.
Grab your coffee, wine, water bottle, emotional support snack, no judgment.
And let's get into it.
Hello. And we're back.
And today it's just the two of us, which I love. I love having guests on, and we've had such high quality guests. But every now and then I love when it's just like me and you catching up. What's going
I
on?
know. It's so fun.
This is how we actually started. This is how it all started. It's because we
It
just
is.
like chatting with each other.
But I have to remember we're like recording
Yeah, yeah, it's true.
because we're so used to just chatting.
The nice
There's
thing
a
is we
little,
definitely have an editor that if like we say something we shouldn't, it can get like
thank goodness, there's that.
can
I try not to swear. I try not to use too many accents.
I don't. I mean, I don't try to not do either of those things. I let the swears come right through.
I do let the swears come through, but I don't think
Well, and
we
there's a difference because you have little ears that listen, and
oh, they're
that's going to be
sacred.
kind of our conversation today is the little ears that surround you and what what it costs to have little ears.
Yeah. So, um, I am coming to the end of paying for early childcare this in the next couple weeks.
Congrats. I feel like I should have brought streamers, balloons, a bottle of champagne, like a saber, to like uncork. What am I miss? A cake, streamers,
Nobody tells
confetti,
you,
a card.
yeah, nobody tells you the excitement that you will have and our children are in public school. We specifically chose where we live because we're zoned for really, really great public school. And so we're not paying for private school, which is amazing. And our last kid is graduating from preschool. They do little cap and gown and everything. It's ridiculous.
Oh,
Yeah,
mini
it's
gowns.
so good. When I get the picture, I'll send it to you. It is
Yes,
so
please. Okay,
cute.
good.
It's the cutest. Um, and so that's coming to an end. And literally my husband and I looked at each other and we're like, "Oh my God, we're gonna have so much money."
Well, okay, put a number on this. What
Yes.
did this cost you?
So this prompted me to kind of do the math. My oldest child is 9. Doing the math, between all of our childcare expenses for 9 years, it was over $250,000 in just so I can work, right? I do want to say, one, would do it again a million times over. I love my kids. I love being a mom. Great choice. I also have one of the dearest people in my life because she was our nanny
You've
for
had a very
6 years.
unique and wonderful, just from the stories and just from meeting her, you've had
Yes.
fantastic childcare.
Oh my gosh, yes. And my kids have done preschool as well. Our nanny was with us all the way through her education. She is a dear friend. We didn't know her when she first started working for us, and she is, especially my youngest. She is her person. That is her, like, just absolutely in love with her. We still see her all the time. Like, she's just such an important part of our life. And what she gifted me is beyond just even being my friend and being through COVID, she was sometimes the only other person I saw as a human, outside of like my immediate family. She gifted me the security of knowing my kids had a safe
Yeah.
person to be with. She loves my kids. It made it easier for me to do what I needed to do professionally. And I just am like endlessly grateful for that whole, I mean, I had truly the best of all experiences, right? Um, the interesting realization I came to with this kind of like, oh my gosh, we're coming to the end of now our child is in preschool because our nanny is off doing incredible work in social work. She's amazing. She we realized like, oh my gosh, we actually like a huge chunk of our budget is that we've been doing for almost a decade is now no more. And I thought of that, and at the same time, there's this big messaging going on, and it's always been there. I always feel a little like zinged by it when I see women are having fewer children. Women aren't, having babies at the same rate. It always seems like it's really women aren't doing something right. We aren't replacing our wonderful selves as quickly and as efficiently as we need to. And that number it's a huge number to me. And I'm sitting here, and obviously I made choices that not everybody's going to be able to make, or not everybody would want to make. But I was like, man, that is a very big financial, there's so many financial decisions to be made. This is a huge decision to make.
And I just think it's not spoken about. Like, you hear about the joys of motherhood or the joys of having children. And when it comes to like any other decision, we talk about the financial impact first, or you weigh the pros and cons. What's the cost? What's the cost before I decide, or before we decide to like redo the house or sell the house or buy a new house? What's the cost of this trip? What's the cost of whatever? You assess cost first. And I don't think that's the case. Motherhood, parenthood, having children is more just a going expectation. And then you kind of just realize the costs later. There's not, I shouldn't say no. There's not a lot of significant discussion about what it costs up front before the decision is made. And this is a fortune.com article from April 12th, 2026, so only about a month old. And the title is Almost Unmanageable. Raising a child in the US now costs more than $300,000. And it's really great. They break the total cost. They break it down state by state because the cost can vary widely by state. For example, Hawaii is the most expensive place to raise a child. Alaska and Maryland follow. I wouldn't have guessed those two. Meanwhile, New Hampshire is the cheapest state to raise a child, costing $201,000 yet, which is half the price of Hawaii. So Hawaii is over $400,000. Washington, D.C. offers free preschool for 3 and 4-year-olds, and South Carolina came in second and third. D.C. and South Carolina for the least expensive places to raise a child. But these numbers are like hard costs. Daycare, education, health costs, right? There are so many other costs, like opportunity cost, that doesn't get factored in. So it's really just, it's an interesting conversation. And who do you have this conversation with when you're thinking about having kids?
Well, absolutely. I mean, typically, if you are in a partnered relationship, it's your partner. But outside of that, it's identified really as like this is your private family business. I will tell you, when I filled out the like we're done with preschool in a couple weeks, I text you right away.
You did.
I was like, Jackie, I'm rich. I text my friends right away because now we're normalizing this idea of financial conversations with women, and it was really this like excitement of, oh my gosh, like there's and one of my friends was like, what is the thing you're gonna do now with that? And she like, she called it a savings, like with the savings. I was like, man, what an interesting like way to put it, right? Like to me, I was like, oh my gosh, I got some of our income back.
Yeah.
A little bit. It's a huge huge financial decision, and one that you can do your best to budget. You can do your best to try to guess how much it's going to be. There's no way I would have assumed that our number would be where it's at 9 years. Again, we're very fortunate to be able to do that. I was very fortunate to have the ability to choose childcare that fit my lifestyle and what I wanted. I know not everybody, most people don't have that choice. It's a really, really big decision. But like you said, healthcare, we just looked at our premium, like what our premiums are for for insurance. And it's very different insuring yourself as an individual. And then when you add your family to it, you know, I literally have friends who are working just to pay for health insurance. I mean, at the end of the day, their entire check pretty much goes to cover their insurance.
Well, and did you know there's this Fortune.com article, same thing. Did you know that there's an affordability factor? Meaning, like, someone's already done the math for you, and the statement is that childcare is affordable if it consumes no more than 7% of household income. Did you know that stat even exists? No. So how are people supposed to, like, oh, let me look at my household
When I was
income. Can we get childcare for 7% or less of whatever that number is? And then boom, I'm going to check the box and go, okay, it's affordable.
And also, is it good? Is it?
I have a fenced in courtyard in my backyard, and like, it's a fence. It is.
Yeah. Well, it's interesting you say less than 7%. The U.S. Department of Labor found that full day care for one child consumed between 8.9 and 16% of the median family income. So that just tells me there is disparity between what affordability actually is versus what's actually available.
Yeah.
And let's say the quiet part out loud. This is viewed as a women's issue.
Yeah, I don't like that.
I mean, women are the ones typically leaving the workforce or making that choice, or comparing their income to what it costs for childcare to determine whether or not it's worth it for them to stay in the workforce or leave, because the cost of childcare is close to what it would be for them to just, stay at home. The average, this was 2024 numbers, the average annual price of childcare was estimated at just over $13,000. It's risen substantially. Its childcare prices rose substantially from 2020 to 2024.
And part of this is because of inflation, and then part of it is just there's lack of options, and that's coupled with high demand. I have several friends who, baby just got here, and they're like, where should we get ready to send them to preschool? Like, we need to get on a list, right? So maybe before baby's born, you better be on a list knowing you're going to have X number of months at home, and then you've got to return to work. What's your plan? Mm-hmm. Where's the kid going? And from what I understand, you can be on a list for months and months before your kid is eligible to be enrolled in the daycare that you want.
Yeah, absolutely. And, it's easy to say that, this was my number is higher than average. But when you look at these numbers, and I even look at, what I know other people are paying, and you've got a great thing that we wanted to share, which is state by state. It actually still came out to, with 2 kids, you're paying well over $100,000, $150,000 for those early years of childcare and preschool. So this is a big number. It's a real number to talk about. Who do you talk about? And then where's this pressure coming from for us to, procreate. This idea, I think it's ironic that one of the biggest reasons that a lot of us struggle with the idea of when or if, how to have children and pay, the pressure's also coming from the same side of it's economic reasons that the push is to have children. It's the completely
global economy's got to grow, baby.
The global economy needs to grow. We need you to have more children. While at the same time, the economy is exactly the reason we may have resistance in having children.
Yeah, so double-edged sword, or what do you call that?
And it's certainly not the only reason. I don't want to say that. There's many reasons, and I'm very much in the camp of I am a mom. I love being a mom. It is hard. I'm going to say it is hard. It's not the most glamorous. I do not think anyone should have a child who is not 100% certain that is the pathway they want to go down, because it's a full commitment. You're
in it.
You're in it. And it's not just financial. It is, it's all of your time, all of your spare time. It is physical. It's
different
emotional.
Costs, right? Different costs other than monetary or financial. It's opportunity cost, it's social cost, it's physical cost. And the bigger conversation is, this isn't about like working moms versus stay-at-home moms. This isn't even about having children or not, because everything has a cost. Working has a cost, staying home has a cost, hiring help has a cost, not hiring help has a cost, doing it all yourself has a cost. So the goal is not to like shame any person's choice on anything. The goal is to make sure we all feel like we can support each other in any sort of choice. And
Absolutely.
The choices do have real numbers, not like guilt or not pressure, not assumptions, just real numbers with different things. And then let us talk about them. And let us not be left out of those conversations, because women are often the ones that have more of the consequences of whatever the choice may be.
Yeah, I mean, so there's still to this day motherhood penalties. I mean, in our earning potential. And, I'll be honest, when the school calls, are they calling me or my husband?
Probably you.
They're calling me.
Although your husband is on school board, right?
My husband is he was voluntold he was going to be on the PFA. But they're calling me.
They're calling you.
We know this. They do. It's just kind of that natural thing. And the reality is, I don't like it. It's not okay. Employers know that too. And there's a penalty when they hire mothers. It's still so problematic. We still have not really made much progress. This is from the Institute of Women's Policy Research. Employed mothers were paid 62.5 cents for every dollar paid to fathers in 2022.
You can have a board, investors, advisors, and still have nobody you can actually talk to about what is really going on. That is not unusual. That is the founder reality, and we step in right there. I'm Tom Powell, and at the Founder's Office, we're proud to sponsor Women Talk Finance.
Yeah, that's wild. And also it matters because not only on every dollar is a woman paid less, but it matters because think about like leaving the workforce, even temporarily, and coming back, reducing your hours, or taking those little steps out. Pausing your career is not just a short-term paycheck issue. It can affect promotions, your long-term prospects, raises, your social security, your retirement, your confidence, and your long-term financial independence or long-term plans. Again, it's opportunity cost. If you are paying for this, necessarily it may be more difficult or impossible to pay for this.
Yeah. It's a shift of priorities and determining how you are going to prioritize your spending, and time, right? And I don't think there's any one right solution. I know what I needed and what worked for me and what I was able to do. And again, I'm saying it was obviously a joint decision with my spouse, but it really did kind of come down to what it was that I needed. I was a nursing mom for a long time too. And so that played a huge part into what was going to work for my schedule and my needs. His needs didn't shift all that much. But I have friends across the spectrum who've picked every really possible scenario that there is. For everyone, everyone that I have in my pod of parents, it was the mothers who shifted or drove the decision on which direction they go, whether they shifted their career. And many are, thrilled, and I'm fully supportive, but it is a conversation that needs to be had.
And it's an architecture and an infrastructure question, because without childcare options, the reality is that moms stay home, women stay home. So for women to work, necessarily, there's got to be a childcare infrastructure in place.
Absolutely. There has to be. There really needs to be. You're also thinking of, not only let's say if moms are staying home, it's no longer, dad's income maybe stays the same, but the expenses have still gone up. Dad's income may actually look different when you've added the child on to insurance.
Yeah.
Or if mom was on her own policy before and dad was on his own policy, and then you add mom, it's actually more expensive. Employers don't need to pay for your spouse, often don't. And then your dependents. And so you're now paying several $100s, maybe even $1,000 out of pocket now. Or it's coming out of your paycheck for adding them onto your insurance. So you've gone down in income to save money on the childcare, but now you've also taken down the other income by $1,000 for insurance.
I'm super curious. You are a budget girl. We've talked about having a budget. Like, you know how to budget. You know how to pop those numbers in a spreadsheet and do the formulas. Love a spreadsheet. I can see by your face. You're dead serious about that. So I'm really curious. Before you had kids, did you ever run some sample numbers and go and have that conversation and go, what is this going to look like, even roughly, even if we're just guessing right now? What's it going to cost per month or per year to have one child, to have two?
Yes. And like all things with parenthood, there's nobody smarter about parenthood than the person who has no clue about it, who's not in the trenches. Like, truly, I didn't even know the questions to ask, right? Like, I didn't know. I knew a handful of things that I could kind of guess, right? I knew to figure out childcare costs, and I knew what I wanted. I knew to check our insurance and see what that change was going to be. I did know that.
Okay.
Did I know how expensive swim lessons and gymnastics and all the, you want to know who can eat? 9 and 5-year-olds can eat. They are, it's really hard to know actually. And you think you're going to do it a certain way. You think you're going to be really, and then it's like you aren't. So I think we did pretty good on sticking to things, but the reality is I also had no clue. I had no clue. And I think most people can also relate to that, whether it's to childcare or anything else. You have a plan, you think it's going to go this way, and then you get into the thick of it and you're like, well, never mind. I didn't even know. I had no clue.
What would you suggest? So, I don't know. I don't know the solution to childcare costs, especially right now when there's high demand, not many options. It's very expensive. Inflation's happening. It always will. That's how the world works. What would you offer to someone weighing this decision, and they say they want to look at the financial costs? What would you suggest someone consider or think about?
One, I think the pressure needs to be taken off women to make this decision, and it needs to be a team decision, right? Like it really does. And I'm guessing most, if they're in a partnership, you need to have the hard conversations. The times that I think it hasn't gone well in situations I know is because some of the conversations weren't had. There was also the added invisible labor. So beyond the financial, there was the added pressure of the invisible labor that was added on to the person who took the step back, maybe from the workforce.
And meaning like scheduling appointments, keeping the fridge full, tracking homework, just keeping track of logistics as one piece of additional labor.
We're getting through, currently as we're recording this, getting through the end of the school year. And I will tell you, it's like, it's a joke what we're supposed to keep in the old noodle. I needed to finish the yearbook. I needed to order all of the pictures of they both had different school picture days and had to get those. I know Teacher Appreciation Day, and I can't forget this teacher and that teacher. And I mean, has the computer teacher ever even received a gift on that day? Like, okay, got to think through that. And
birthday parties, end of year birthday parties, gifts,
school recitals happening. What outfit do we need? And like,
more activities. Get them signed up now. It's already the end of May.
That is a full-time job.
Yeah. Did someone get a dental appointment? Did we miss a dental appointment?
The appreciation for the job I do is low. The unsolicited employee review is absolute garbage, and I would like to speak to HR.
I'm giving you 5 stars because without being in your home right now, I know your floor is vacuumed. I know your dishwasher is loaded. I know the dog is good. The dog's been walked and fed and watered, and again, go back to the vacuuming. We've vacuumed up. Like, all of that does not happen on its own. We are not magic wanding here. I wish we were. Someone's responsible, and I can guess. Again, your husband is fantastic.
So good.
You have a wonderful partner. But also, I know what you do.
He's a physical labor. He does his very fair share of the physical labor. For sure. Absolutely. That man he cooks every meal, he grocery shops, he does all of that. We divvy up, pick up, drop off. He actually does the lion's share of it. He does a handful of the appointments and things. That is his wheelhouse. Like, he's on it. He's taking one of them to an appointment here in a bit. There are things, and I think this is a societal kind of pressure thing, that he's not always thinking about, like, okay, it's summer. Did the kids have enough shorts this year? I didn't even look to see if the swimsuits fit right now. We're leaving on a trip. Do we even have the right things? Okay, so it's a 3-day weekend coming up. We should probably plan a play date, because if I don't plan a play date for one of them, they're going to kill each other by the end of the 3-day weekend. Like, those pieces aren't always registering, or like, okay, did this one make their reading goal for the year? That day has to be coming up soon. Let me go check the app and see. And then I need to see if, like, check and ask her if she got enough points to do X, Y, and Z. Yeah. So that's the stuff you can't think through in advance. I'm going to tell you right now, people will tell you, you'll see Instagram things on it. And it may also be Instagram things that it looks like somebody has it all together. And I will tell you firsthand, they do not.
Or if they do, they've got assistants, help, a staff of 12.
Yeah. Nobody even prepares you for so the big loss for me was when our wonderful nanny, and I would literally, I'd say like she like, and I still do, co-parent, such a critical part of our home and our lives. I love her so much. It was devastating for me when she left, and there was a shift in the labor that I had to take back on. And I would say it was disproportionate. And my spouse and I have had conversations about this. But it meant that more pressure was coming back on to my plate. There were things that she did naturally that I didn't. Oh my God, we were such an easy team. She was thinking it before I even said it. And it's so good. And, you know, she's doing amazing things now, and so when she got her new career path, I had to pick it up. There were so many things. It's like I took on another job, which is a bummer. I'm gonna be
I have
real.
enough jobs. I have enough.
Knowing that the wipes are almost out is not the job I was like wanting to take on.
I joke about it, like, not even joke about it. We're on a lot of calls together during the day because we work together, for people that don't know or don't have that background. We're on a lot of independent calls where we're not on the same. But I can think of so many times when I've been 3 minutes late or you've been 2 minutes late, and it's because we both have this belief that, like, I can fit 15 minutes of things into 2 minutes. Let me just do it now. This is lunch. For me, it's 3:46. I made this at 11:30, but oops. It's full because we've been on video back to back to back, and you can't do this in 2 minutes. You can't. Your household stuff, your other jobs, checking the backpack, making a quick call back, looking into something, like answering the door, signing for a package, getting the dog a treat. These are all other little jobs, and we've talked about these invisible labors, and you and I both have room to like correct our own expectations of what can be done in 2 minutes. And at the end of the day, self-care is an additional job, and that's the one that, like, that's not the hat we're always wearing. That's the job we do last.
I think too,
and not that eating is self-care. P.S. Like PSA. Eating is not self-care.
This is what I did. This is how I sustained myself. I'm running off of one chomp stick and my emotional support water bottle right now.
And it's almost 2:00 in the afternoon for you.
It's almost 2:00 here.
Yeah.
I think for me, just to like bring this full circle, because this is how our conversations go. But
did we get off track?
I don't know. Did we?
There's like a different train on this track right now, and I love it.
Choo choo. For me, I think the number that I was able to like kind of put to just the childcare was a number I was craving, because I can't really put a number to the work I do on the side. So I felt like that number felt like there's so much, there's the sacrifice, like, not, I don't want to even say sacrifice, but it does feel like that. Like, I'm going to be real. I'm going to be honest. There's times where, you know, it's a big number. It's a big time. That's why I don't take it lightly. That's why when people are asking me about if they friends, if they're considering it, I'm like, be 100%. Be 100%.
Yeah.
It kind of felt good to have a number to it. And in a weird way, it kind of felt good to have a number to it that was a sizable number that I could be like, yeah.
Think about this. Think about this. Yeah.
That is a
reality.
Number. Yeah, it is a reality.
And it's an often ignored reality.
Yeah. And in a way, I had a lot of gratitude. In a big way, I had a huge amount of gratitude. So much gratitude. Because I was able to do it in the way I wanted to. I was able to just have a great person in my kids' lives, and then find great school solutions for them after she went on her career path. And was able to still be in my career in a way that I wanted to be. I have flexibility in what I'm able to do, so I think there's a lot of gratitude there. But also it kind of felt like a little bit of a big hill that I climbed, and I could look down at the bottom and be like, whoo, I did that. Wow. So yeah, and I don't take it lightly. And I'm also very aware that I'm in a hugely privileged position. And I hope that this conversation brings up like other doors for people to have the conversation.
That's, I think, the most important thing is, like we were talking about before, other financial decisions that you make, you look like, what's it going to cost? Okay, then decide. This one is the decision where it's like you decide and then evaluate the costs on the back end. I think it's super empowering just to go in and go, okay, it's a decision like anything else. What will this cost? Let's get realistic about it. And then when you've got information, you've had those conversations, you feel more empowered, more thoughtful about your choice heading in.
Yeah, absolutely.
Whatever that choice is.
And all of them are great as long as they're what you want.
Yeah.
All of them are great as long as they're what you want. Like they really, like 100% truly are. So I feel like that is definitely part of the conversation that has to be had. It's like, just if you can afford the situation you want to have, whichever one it looks like, that is awesome.
What if I want a situation that I can't afford?
I think then it's about shifting. No, it's totally valid. Then it's about prioritizing. And I think I notice there's times all of us do it where it's like, ooh, can't afford that. And it's like, no, I didn't prioritize. I'm not prioritizing that. Shifting it to, I think when you say I can't afford to do it that way, or I can't afford that, it's such a negative connotation. And like, you're telling yourself that the problem is you, that you can't do that you don't have it in you, or you're not making the right amount. And really, if you shifted it to, ooh, I need to look at the priorities of these costs and these expenses and determine which is the one I want to prioritize. It shifts the conversation and it gives you back the ownership of that. And I catch myself doing it too. All of us do.
I would love to hear from our listeners as a takeaway point, again, what they would suggest as far as like someone who's weighing their options, thinking about it, trying to make a good decision. For those that have chosen one way or another, whatever it's been, what was something that was really, you really wish you would have known, like the cost of it, whatever that cost was, going into your decision? That's it.
Yeah, I think that's great. I want to share the link to the website you had. I don't know if you want to mention it.
It was fortune.com. The link is longer because it was a specific article at fortune.com. So let me not do the whole fortune.com /2026 /04 Let's not do that. We'll put it in show notes.
Put in the show notes, but you can actually look state by state and see what those expenses
There's a map. You can click on your state and you can see what the cost of childcare there is.
So taking the national average of 13, I know that's not what my preschool cost is. I'm going to tell you right now, that's not, I don't even know that that's reasonable in our area at all.
So let's see if I go and use this link. And I click on Nevada. So again, high to low. The low was 200,000. The high was 400,000. And again, the high was Hawaii. No, Fortune's doing me so dirty right now. It says I need to subscribe to keep reading. I used all of my free clicks.
Never mind, Fortune. We're not going to tag you in the show notes. I'm just kidding. We might. We'll see. I don't know. If it's there, click on it.
I think Nevada was somewhere in the middle high.
Yeah.
Meaning well above 300,000 a year.
And I would say just because there's childcare available that's maybe more on the affordable side, which again doesn't seemingly exist. Is it really because is it within the area that works for you? Is it in
Right.
your like
Yeah.
I know for us, our traffic pattern, it limited where the places that made a ton of sense for us to put our child.
And
Um,
remember, these numbers, your number that you opened with is childcare. There's more expenses coming, baby.
There's so many expenses, prepaid tuition, prepaying their 529 plan. If you're not on a baby swim class list yet, you're behind because those things are years in the wait. You have to get on so far in advance. Gymnastics, my kids love to dabble in any sort of sport.
Well, as a good parent, you really need to be signing them up for every sport, just to make sure
Obviously.
you're not failing them on a hidden talent.
This is not a dig on our gymnastics studio. I do love them, but I have concerns. My 5-year-old has been in gymnastics for 3 years and she can't skip. She showed me skipping the other day and I was like, what am I paying for?
I didn't
What
know
is it?
gymnastics is supposed to teach skipping.
They do skip, and I've never really paid attention to her skipping, and then she skipped, and I was like, huh. It's something.
I need a
It's-
video of the attempt.
I will
to
send you a
skip.
video for skipping because it's actually pretty hilarious. Now she's into skateboarding, so now I'm currently sourcing a skateboard instructor because I'm certainly not qualified to teach her how to skateboard.
YouTube. We need to get back to educating more kids on YouTube videos.
Or even better, I'm just taking her to the skate park and letting Mother Nature teach her how to
Yes,
skateboard. like they
gravity.
used to.
Fantastic teacher.
Um,
Gravity with wheels. Good combo for kids. Awesome. Well, I've enjoyed this conversation. It's super interesting. I hope that us having this conversation helps others normalize the conversation.
Absolutely. And just know that whatever decision you make, we support you, girl. We are here for you. We are cheering you on. Thank you so much for listening.
Yay. Bye.
Bye.
Okay, that was today's episode of WTF.
If you laughed, learned something, or felt a little less alone, make sure you hit follow.
And send this episode to a friend who might need it. Women don't gatekeep, especially not the good stuff.
We'll be back next week with more real talk, more stories, and probably more oversharing.
See you next time on WTF.